Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel where I talk about all things hockey. In today's video, I'm going to cover some of the hottest topics in the NHL right now, from the Russia Pride jersey controversy to the latest coaching and GM rumors. So grab your popcorn and buckle up because this is going to be a wild ride. Yo, it's your boy back again, and we're diving headfirst into some serious hockey drama. I'm talking about the Russia Pride jersey debacle that's been stirring up controversy left and right. Basically, the NHL rolled out some Superfly new jerseys for each team to celebrate Pride Month and show support for the LGBTQ+ community. But not everyone was down with the cause. Some players from Russia straight up refused to wear the rainbow threads, saying it clashed with their personal beliefs or cultural background. And let me tell you, that did not go over well. Fans and media outlets started calling these players out, accusing them of being homophobic or just plain rude. One player even took things to the next level by straight up skipping warm-ups when his team wore the jerseys. Yikes! So now everyone's asking, what's the NHL gonna do about it? Should they force players to wear the jerseys even if they're not feeling the rainbow vibes? Should they slap them with a penalty if they refuse to wear them? Or should they just let players do their own thing and express their opinions freely? It's a tough call, folks. On the one hand, we want to be inclusive and show support for all walks of life. But on the other hand, we don't want to step on anyone's toes or make anyone feel uncomfortable. All I know is this situation is far from over, and we're going to need some serious hockey magic to make everyone happy. So grab your popcorn, folks, because this drama train is still chugging along. Next up, let's talk about some of the top candidates for NHL coach and GM jobs. As you know, there are several teams that are looking for new leadership, either because they fired their previous coach or GM, or because they are an expansion team that needs to fill those roles. Some of the teams that are in the market for a new coach or GM are the Arizona Coyotes, the Buffalo Sabres, the Montreal Canadiens, the New York Rangers, and the Seattle Kraken. So, who are some of the names that are being thrown around as potential hires? Well, for coaches, some of the most popular options are Gerard Gallant, who led the Vegas Golden Knights to the Stanley Cup final in their inaugural season, Rick Tocchet, who coached the Arizona Coyotes for 4 seasons and has a reputation for being a player's coach, John Tortorella, who is known for his fiery personality and demanding style, Bruce Boudreau, who has a lot of experience and success in the regular season, and Claude Julien, who won a Stanley Cup with the Boston Bruins and was recently fired by the Montreal Canadiens. For GMs, some of the names that are being mentioned are Ron Francis, who is already hired by the Seattle Kraken and has a lot of work to do to build a competitive roster, Chris Drury, who is currently serving as both president and GM of the New York Rangers after they fired Jeff Gorton and John Davidson, Mark Hunter, who was a successful executive with the London Knights in junior hockey and was a finalist for the Toronto Maple Leafs GM job in 2018, Mike Fuda, who was a key part of the Los Angeles Kings scouting department and helped them win 2 Stanley Cups, and Bill Zito, who is currently the GM of the Florida Panthers and has done a great job turning them into a contender. Of course, these are not the only candidates out there, and there could be some surprises along the way. But these are some of the names that you should keep an eye on as teams make their decisions in the coming weeks. Hey! Let's switch gears and talk about something juicy that you might not be privy to. NHL fines that are mandatory for teams. What's the deal with these fines? How do they work? And why are they so hush-hush? Buckle up, Buttercup, because I'm about to give you the inside scoop. Basically, team-mandated NHL fines are penalties that hockey teams impose on their own players for various reasons. These fines can range from chump change to serious dough, depending on the severity of the offense. So, what are some reasons for these fines, you ask? Oh, just being tardy for meetings or practices, breaking team rules or curfews, missing flights or buses, violating dress codes or media obligations, or doing something downright silly that makes the team look bad. You know, the usual. But let me introduce you to Ryan Hartman, the wild player with a job title that would make the IRS proud. Hartman is in charge of collecting money from his teammates for a pot that keeps growing like a teenager's appetite. Most NHL teams have a designated fine collector like Hartman because exchanging wads of cash amongst teammates is a tradition in hockey. Part of the money gathered is from players voluntarily putting money on board, which is basically promising an amount of money before a game that they'll owe if the team wins. And then there's the other practice, getting fined for a variety of unconventional offenses. "There's so many things you get fined for," said Maple Leafs defenseman Mark Giordano. "We're talking being too loud or too quiet in the locker room, being too friendly or too hostile with opponents, being too cocky or too humble in interviews, being too hairy or too bald, and even being too smart or too dumb." Yep, you read that right. But not every team fines players, and those that do view it as a light-hearted practice that's slowly dying out. Some veterans still believe in its merit, though. MarcAndre Fleury, for example, was a young goalie who quickly learned that breaking the rules could cost him big time. He was fined for everything from being late to meetings to losing video games. And get this, those fines were imposed by his own teammates, who had their own set of unwritten laws and punishments. It's like a secret society or something. These fines are all about keeping players accountable to each other and fostering a sense of camaraderie and cohesion among teammates. "It's all in good fun," Fleury said. "It's a way to bond and to keep things light and loose." Fleury learned to embrace the fines as part of his initiation into the NHL and to avoid them by following the rules and respecting his peers. He still gets fined occasionally by his current team, the Vegas Golden Knights, but not as much as he used to. Guess he grew up. Wow, what a week for Viktor Arvidsson. He was on fire, scoring 5 goals and adding 2 assists in 3 games for the Kings. He was so hot, he melted the ice and made the Blues sing the blues. He was so hot, he could have fried an egg on his stick. He was so hot, well, you get the idea. Arvidsson was named the NHL's first star of the week, and deservedly so. He showed off his speed, skill, and shot, which he said he has been working on after recovering from back problems. He also showed off his leadership, communication, and passion, which his coach and teammates praised. He was a force to be reckoned with on the ice, and a joy to watch for the fans. Arvidsson has been a great addition to the Kings this season, bringing energy, offense, and grit to the team. He has formed a dynamic duo with Anze Kopitar, who also had a stellar week with 6 points. Together, they have helped the Kings climb up the standings and challenge for a playoff spot. Arvidsson is not only a star of the week, but a star of the season. He has 18 goals and 32 points in 37 games, leading the team in both categories. He is on pace to surpass his career high of 34 goals and 61 points, which he set in 2018-19 with Nashville. He is also on pace to make history as the first Kings player to score 40 goals since Luc Robitaille in 1993-94. So congratulations to Viktor Arvidsson for being named the NHL's first star of the week. You deserve it, buddy. Keep up the good work and keep making us laugh with your celebrations. You are a king among kings.